Hi, good afternoon. We're going to be discussing today the importance of teaching basic knowledge of agriculture in this era. Okay, now I want you to think, what is agriculture? Think about it in your own words. There's no right, there's no wrong answer, just knowledge. Okay. Defined by Merriam and Webster, agriculture is the science, art, or practice of cultivating the soil, producing crops, and raising livestock and in varying degree the preparation and marketing of the resulting product. Okay, so let's go around that. About the science is the growth of the plant and the growth of the livestock. Now, the practices is what you do to cultivate the soil. Now, um, now when it says preparation and marketing of the resulting product is when you already are going to harvest the crops and when you already have your livestock already grown up that you take it to the market to sell it. Okay. Now you might have an idea of what is agriculture because of your parents, grandparents, or any family member that works in that area, right? Now, what is so important to every human being know about agriculture? Right? I want to ask two simple questions. Do we eat? Do we use clothing? In common understanding, the humans should already know the answer. And yes, we do both. But on the do we eat? Do we know from where the ingredients come from, right? Or when or where the ingredients to make the meal come from, right? In my personal opinion, I asked my nephew, do you know where your apple comes from? He was like, well, the grocery store. And that kind of hit me on that. And it's kind of true. They don't know that it grows in a field or it grows in a tree. So on the clothing part, do we know uh, from where the thread comes from, or if it's leather, from what animal the leather is, right? Or how they collect it, you know? So with the answers of these two basic questions, what did we learn? Okay, so it goes back everything to the same topic. Not everybody is familiar with agriculture. Now, with all the technological advances of this era, and the basic knowledge of agriculture is being seen as obsolete. Only the future generations that might want to further down this path will put the effort to learn. Now, it's said by Steve Pitsky. You might say in the industry is dumbing down producers with Roundup Ready crops, for example, by listening the need for weed identification knowledge. So weed identification knowledge is more like a grass identification knowledge because some grasses are considered weeds because they're intrusive. They don't let other grasses grow, so you can't have a grazing with those kind of grasses. So that's one of the things that kind of knowledge is being supposedly obsolete. You don't know what kind of grass you have in your grazing pastures or in the area, and say, well, why this? Let's say this grass is making a reaction on me. Well, because it might be a toxic grass, right? So now that we have the answers and all this, that's the reason and the emphasize that we have to teach the knowledge of, or at least the basic knowledge of agriculture in schools. Now, I see agricultural science, and it's an important topic that has to be taught in school, not as an elective, but as a future for society. And even today, if society is based on technology more than on the obsolete practices. Let's say the technology goes dark. What will the future era or the people or this era kids or adolescents will do without the technology, right? A solution will be teaching this in school, or if you have an elder to teach them. Like a Chinese proverb says, an elderly person at home is like a living golden treasure because of all the knowledge and all the things that they know. Now, we go back again to that knowledge, and it's said by Steve Pitsky. The knowledge used to be a good farmer. It used to be put good on the farmer because it gave advantage over other people, right? Now that knowledge can go on the obsolete list along with check warren planting. So check warren planting is one of the methods that they use to grow plants that their crops drop. For example, the vineyard, a great vineyard, that kind of check wiring planting. You check your wire to see if there's any losing in or any kind of that you have to fix. And that's being obsolete unless you, of course, you specialize in that kind of planting. So other thing is um, by Noble, Ball, and Allen. Uh, they said that topics about agriculture that teachers also teach or might want to teach. The top topics are farming, which are the role of the farmer, their occupation, farm life, uh, the business of farming, and changes that have occurred in farming. Then it goes to sustainable food producing system, environment and conversion and conservation, crops and soybeans, insect byproducts, importance of agriculture, and so on. So most of the teachers will talk about the farming in general instead of you know going to all the topics or let's say the main topics. So other than that, we should teach our future generation this kind of little knowledge or basic knowledge. So in the future, if technology goes dark, they have at least a way to defend or survive or sustain the society. Okay, so that's the discussion of the topic of today. So I'll see you around. Bye bye.